Islam. Well, what I'm going to talk about today is history and law. History and law. Now, without history, our people can never bring ourselves up out of the situation that we're in. We don't know our true history, or how we got in the situation that we're in right now, and why we haven't been able to solve this problem. If you don't know history, you're not going to be able to solve the problem. Law. If you don't know real law, you're not going to be able to solve your problem. What I'm going to teach you about is world history. See, the history that these schools in so-called corporate state America has been running is fraudulent history of the Asiatic. It's not to get real history. We get false history about your true history. We're receiving false law about how to put yourself out of this jurisdiction in corporate fraud America. So what you need to learn is this here. You need to learn this not just for yourself, but for your children and your children's children. You need to know this law not just for yourself, but your children and your children's children. You need to know this because corporate is European. Here in America, corporate fraud is European that occupies America. Is fraud, criminals, organized criminals, and you can never get nothing rightly done with criminals who want to keep you enslaved. Now, when I say Islam, I understand that we have religion that's called the Muslim religion, the Christianity religion, and the Hindu religion, and all of these religions. The religion I'm talking about is going to bring you into knowledge of true history, knowledge of yourself, geography, anatomy, philosophy, chemistry, nature, cosmology, astrologic history, things that's going to help you mentally when you can get things done, not just believing. So if you ever go to a Moorish science temple and they don't have schools there to educate you and your children, you need to ask questions about that temple. It's probably more than likely cornfield floor is invaded and they just tore that school up so that your kids can't be educated. Remember when Noble Drew Ali set the temples up, set it up to bring you back to the constitutional fold of government. He knew the schools wasn't teaching the children nothing, so he brought a school in to teach the children. So if you go somewhere and these schools and the temple are not teaching, educating you on law and history and cosmology and philosophy and chemistry and science, then it's fraud. Get out of there. Get your nationality card and sit spot. So we're going to talk about history and law today. Right now, I'm just going to give you a little abbreviation so I get your mind going so you can go and study world history. You understand me? And study allodial law compared to penal law. If you study, you understand what I'm talking about. Listen to this. A little bit of world history here. In the 15th century, the eternal feud and the strengthened Spanish monarchy under Ferdinand and Isabella signaled the end to the Moorish civilization in Spain. And on January 2nd, 1492, King Badil surrendered Granada to the Spanish forces. And in 1502, the Spanish crown ordered all Muslim or Muslims forcibly converted to Christianity. In the next century saw numbers of persecution. And in 1609, the Moors still adhering to Islam were expelled from Spain. And in 1787, Scott, England, Ireland, France, Germany, Finland, and Sweden, U.S. corporate states, ended their war with who? The Moors, the Moroccan Empire, and signed a treaty of peace and friendship with the Emperor Muhammad III, Morocco. All right, let's continue. Let's see here. Well, before I continue, I want you to hear this. Now, the people was presented with a resolution. The people refused to reclaim their Moorish descent. I will say it is due to conditioning, fear, comfort, and ignorance, meaning not being aware of subject matters. Let's continue in our history. Do not look at the Spanish-American Wars different than the Punic Wars. The Punic Wars were since the time of Jesus, when the Romans was fighting the Moors back then. These wars are still going on. As different, our relationship is a continuation of ancient things. Do not look at current, all right? Do not look at the Christian Crusade wars any different. Do not look at the French Revolution different, or the American Revolution different, or the American War any different. They're all related. Which the American Revolution War was your final fall to slavery, and your grinding of Negro, black, and color, you're tied to that whole series of men. And now here we are. Let's continue. Okay. Let's continue here. Okay. All right. Let's go here. In 1789, the European Negroes was brought into government. They traded places with you as Negroes. All right? You are now asleep. Let's continue. Okay. Still in history. Still in history. All right. The word of is a preposition. A preposition is a word used to connect with a verb or a substance. The corporate president of the U.S. only speaks under that verb, which is Rome legal. Rome government does not speak under the pyramid because they are not sovereign to the land. Minor or minority does not mean numbers. It means incompetence. All right? Spanish is actually a Morse Latin. Also, the English language belongs to you and not the Europeans. Okay? Now, in 1511, Philip II, Emperor of Rome, put a bull to a decree to take all the wealth from the Moors, to steal the land, wealth, gold, and the houses of Yetta. All right? And Yetta is where the word ghetto came from. Yetta is where the Moors ruled in Europe. And those Europeans that took over that Moors will today call themselves Jews, but they are not real Jews. All right. Okay. All right. Now, what I'm gonna do now is go into. Okay. Well, let me see. Let me finish off the law first. One more thing on law. I want you to need for you and your children to hear this. Now, your slavery has been bureaucratized through the 14th Amendment. Okay? One of the reasons that you're in your condition now is because of what we call, what happened back in 1213. Listen to this. Treaty of Verona, 1213. This is the foundation of the economic controls politically in North America, where you at right now. All subjugated persons listed as Negro, Black, Colored, African American, and whatever you want to call yourselves today. Ethiopian, Black Indian, Christian, Smith, Jones and Johnson, Paul, Green, Brown, the Berlin Convention of 1884 to 1885, the continuation of Teen Alfred Plan and Rex 84 Plan, Homeland Security. Of all these is a continuation of that which is the foundation of your problem, starting with King John of England and making a pact with who? Pope Innocent III of the Bishop of Rome. The bishop is the clergy of the church, collectively as one political body, as one that agreement in 1213 was to deliverance of all conquered lands, property, and persons to be delivered to the Pope of Rome. That the Treaty of Verona, that's your basic of a racism, slavery, abuse, economic downfall. The record of your history is not black history. The record of your history is Mason history, world history. Go back past when the European was in the Dark Ages or when they was even on the planet Earth. You get me? All right. That's your some basic information on world history, which they don't teach you, but you need to study for yourself. All right? Now, let's get into a little law, because without law, you're not going anywhere anyway. You don't know law. All right? Let's see here. Okay. Now, the U.S. democracy has no law. The United States Republic of Morocco has the Constitution. They cut Morocco off. That is what the slavery really is. People's concept of what slavery is totally wrong. Before you can really understand how to deal with the law, you must understand what the secret society did. If they don't have the body knowledge, the knowledge of body of information, or the foundation of the principles, body of information, that the secret societies across the world have done, you can't understand how governments are run. It's not left up to emotions. All right? Let's continue on. We finish shortly. All right? Now, persons who are classified under civil little more 2 Silver Leonard Moore II, is operated or dealt with what is called feudal law. A person in their proper person has a right to allodial principles, which means allodial law, sovereign of the land, of the Constitution. Allodial principle of the Constitution protection, and it's a legal classification. All right. Continue on. There are two types of persons at law. Remember, the first issue at law is status. The second is jurisdiction. The third is judication. Now that's the principle. Jurisdiction has three parts. Persona, that means the person. Subject matter, judication. Classification of law and territorial jurisdiction. That means geographical location, i.e. the nation state with turmoil rather than the person even have to determine whether the person even have the authority to even rule or have rational where judges take their oath. So that treaty, constitution only apply to nations which means what is your nationality? So without that, they can legally enslave you. They call you wards of the state. They call you children wards of the state. So I just wanted to get that basic information out to you so that your children see this, hear this, and you can see this and hear this, and maybe take a step beyond the church of the mosque who keeps you praying all day. The mosque keeps you praying 5 times a day. The church can tell you to pray every time something goes wrong. Right? But Negro, black, and colored, or who doesn't have a nationality, is what we'll call silver letter or two. That means dead in the eyes of the law, but not physically dead. So when you go to drive your car, or you get your ticket, you go to court on that. When the judge look at you and ask your name, when you tell them this European name, and they ask you if they have a nationality, you say African American, Black American, then he's going to look at you and say that you're incompetent. You're going to get someone to come represent you. 9 out of 10, you probably wear a European's name anyway. You bring someone in to represent you, what they call an attorney. An attorney means to turn over all your rights to his attorney who works for him, who's a corporate fraud European who's occupying America. You need to look at these people in a different light. These are foreigners occupying your land. You understand me? But if you would study your sovereign history, study what I, self-law, and master really means, then you would know that you are the law. But if you keep calling yourself Negro, black, color, and you tell your son to call himself, your daughter to call himself Negro, black, and color, you just handed your children over to who? Slave owners, corporate fraud America. They are corporate fraud European occupying America. They are not American. They're European. Get it in your mind. Think in a different light, in a different setting. And stop thinking that we can all get along when you call yourself Negro, black, and color. You understand me? They may dislike you because of your complexion and your skin, but as long as they got you on a nationality in a dungeon, or in the dungeon, in the dark, then they have control of you and your children and the next generation, the next generation, the next generation to come. These schools are not going to teach you. You're going to have to teach them yourself. yourself. You understand me? Why would they teach their children that true history to bring them out of the darkness? They're not going to do it. Now, why would they teach them true law? Because you don't know the law yourself. You think that because you think that you're not in your own land. If you, like I told you before, if you read sovereign law, freedom of travel and freedom of movement in your land, you would know then that you don't need a driver's license to drive your car. You don't need it. You don't pay tickets. You understand me? All the judges, senators, the police, they all take an oath under the Constitution. The highest law in the land is the Peace Treaty of 1787 and the Constitution. Now, that's not going to apply to you by calling yourself Negro, Black, and Colored. Remember, you verbally tell them that you have made a contract on your own self. You contract yourself into sovereignty. You understand me? You contract yourself into sovereignty. Into slavery as being Negro, Blacks, and Colored. Stop calling yourself that. Stop calling your children that. You understand me? And find out what your sovereign nationality is. You understand me? How many more years you got to keep praying for Jesus to come and save you? How many more times we got to wait for somebody to come? You looking for a savior to come save you, they get murdered all. You understand me? Then what are you left with? Same situations. You understand me? So study this law, study world history. Then you can bring yourself and you can be your own leader, be your own government. You can go claim land when you claim sovereignty. This European got to go back to Europe some damn where. He got to, he got a peace treaty. He still got to give you what's yours. Once you claim your righteous sovereign citizenship, and without that, you can have $40 million. You'll be a slave. Look at these singers. Look at these athletes going broke. You understand me? They poor, million dollar slaves. How much money they owe this European? Claiming sovereignty, you won't owe him nothing. He owes you. You understand me? This is what you need to do. And the television, to see all these pictures on television, they're not your friend. People on TV is not your friend. Stop trying to be on television. Stop trying to be in a European camera. That's when you're making a pact with the devil, with the evil one, with the one that's going to murder you all. You understand me? Then he controls your life. You're not free. The money that you think is money is called federal notes. It's not real money. Only real money is silver and gold. He stole that to get the wrong. So even when they ask you for to pay something, you're supposed to tell them, look, man, I ain't gonna pay this ticket. Look, you took all the money that they're wrong. England, go away and get it. How I got it? You're not supposed to pay nothing about nothing that you're going to transact your business somewhere. If you read the peace treaty, then you would know what your rights are. You would know. Read what the letter that George Washington wrote to the Morocco of Rome in 1789. Read that, and you will realize that you're in your own land. You understand? I, self, law, and master. We're here. It's 2014, January 16th. You know, tomorrow they're going to celebrate Martin Luther King's birthday. You got Channel 7 here, Channel 7 there. They want to celebrate. You understand me? Something that ain't going to happen. Something ain't going to work out. That's what they celebrate. And when you talk about Thanksgiving, you celebrate, then you celebrate what they've been killed you off and stole your land. That's what they're celebrating. You understand? But if you will study and read, you'll know these things. You understand me? Stop showing your children that being on European television is the thing to do. That's not the way to lead your children to. Lead your children to sovereign and nationality, and they gain wealth. What have the athletes or the singers ever bought land and built come up to people? They haven't done. They're not going through it. They're under the European jurisdiction. They're his slaves. You understand me? So get this knowledge to your children if you don't want it. Understand me? I, self, law, and master. I'm out.